viewers. Welcome to eternal section in Swayam platform. I'm Dr. Meera Asmi, consultant to Government of Kerala and the managing partner of Broadway events functioning in Kerala. So today we are going to discuss about our new module with respect to managing an event management company. So we'll just straight away start with a slide share in this regard, and we'll just talk about it on the basis of our event management company, that is Broadway Events. So managing an event management company. So basically, we'll first discuss about the learning objectives of this module. That is, basically, you are outlining and discussing the organizational life cycle of an event management company. Understand the functions involved in managing a company from production, operations, marketing, human resource management. Learn the importance and guidelines for achieving total quality management, that is TQM, and comprehend the need and importance of business ethics. So these are the learning objectives. So we'll just start with the organization life cycle of an event management company. So Broadway Events was conceived in Kerala, that is considered to be the God's own country. And basically, at the time of like starting up such an event management company, we were just like wedding planners. So we were more concentrating on South Indian weddings at that point of time, along with small birthday parties and other personal get-togethers. So then, as the days passed by, we started acquiring newer segments of the market, and then gradually started growing up. So on the basis of life cycle of an organization, we'll just consider how Broadway events have evolved to the extent to which it is currently prevailing in the industry. So for when we consider the life cycle of an organization, first stage is the entrepreneurial stage, which is a conceptual stage where the entrepreneur finalizes his or her business idea, designs a business plan, raises capitals, and starts his or her business. So that is a conceptual stage where you are conceiving that idea, you are making sure what kind of business idea you are generating, you are trying to design the business plan. I think the learners have already prepared based on the assignment. You might have already prepared a business plan, so you know how for sure like what is the content of a business plan, what is being expected in that, why is the requirement of having a business plan, so that everything you already know. So this is the initial stage. That is, it is a stage where you have to raise your capital and you're starting your business. So success at this stage depends upon the ability of the entrepreneur to identify the right business opportunity, followed by accuracy of the market research, uniqueness of the idea, explicitly identify services, properly estimated budget, and financial projection. So it is this part of the stage where you have to understand the basic business opportunity. You have to undertake a detailed market research in this regard. You have to understand the uniqueness of the idea, because there will be so many players in the market, and event management industry is a very lucrative sector, and you have n number of players in the industry already. So what is the uniqueness of the idea you are coming up with? So for example, Broadway events, when we started off, we started off as a wedding planner. So there we gave more importance to destination wedding. So apart from just making a South Indian wedding just on a normal base, what we did was that we actually combined a lot of traditions into it. So like a single day marriage, which is mostly taking place in Kerala, that got added up with the additional pre-wedding rituals and traditions. So we started organizing haldi, we started organizing for rasam, then going to marriage, and after marriage you have the post-wedding reception, including all the traditional functions there. And so that came as a sequence. So that is where we, being in South India, we started off a new trend with the wedding planning. And also we are actually started off with the concept of destination planning, destination wedding. So in case of destination wedding, what was more important is that here in here in southern part of India, you normally go to a very big like a stadium or a very big conference hall, and there you conduct the marriage ritual. So apart from that, we started a bit differently, and we started to make up like destination wedding plans in beaches, in other private resorts. So that was also an innovative concept. So it is at this stage, you should come up with a uniqueness of your idea in order to kickstart your project. So this is in the first stage, that is the entrepreneurial stage. So here you have to properly estimate your budget and the financial projections therein. The entrepreneur must attempt to create a niche market for his or her event management company at this stage. Stage two is the stage for expansion or growth phase. Here, the business expands and the event management company generates more revenue, and services are developed and workforce are higher. So here, it is a stage where you already made your presence in the industry, and you're becoming more familiar with the industry, and here you start generating revenues for the business you are undertaking. So along with that, you have to develop your service sector as well, and you have to hire efficient expert workforce. See, workforce in the sense, you should have a very good core team, a heterogeneous core team who is competent enough to handle different functionalities of the event. You should have specialized people for that. You should know how to whom to rely on when it comes to an expert opinion. So all these will have to be considered at the point of expansion or growth phase. Then more business opportunities are capitalized at this stage, often resulting in radical increase in personal strength and resources. So since you're already in the market, you have started gaining a goodwill. So that will get reflected in more and more opportunities coming your way. So you can always capitalize on this. So along with that, you have to increase your personal strength and the resources therein. And here the organization is geared towards maximizing its services and sales capacity. You can prolong your sales capacity to the maximum possible extent, and by rendering all the possible services in this regard. A third stage is the consolidation stage, where you almost reach some kind of a stagnation. So you are actually establishing a market presence at this stage, but at the same time, the focus is shifting from cost control to productivity and profit. So initially, when you start up, you will have little control over the cost, but when you reach the consolidation stage, you have control of the cost. You know the productivity and the profit share. So here it is almost marked by stability, because you are not there for a surprise, but like you start having a slightly slowdown. So in order to avoid any next stage will be the decline stage. So before going to the decline stage, this is actually the stage where you can actually renew your growth process and introduce new services. So here it is a diversification stage. So for Broadway events, what we did was that, like as I said, we started off as wedding planners. So when the industry was having a tough competition with the wedding, or mostly during the marriage seasons, then it was like a tough competition. So you have to grab your space in order to mark your presence. So it was at this stage where we started introducing the destination wedding plans. So from just on a single initially the customary was that the day is only for a single day wedding. I got preponed to Haldi and Rasam, then wedding, and then the post wedding reception. So that got prolonged to almost 3 to 5 days. So that was something we did at this stage. So that was a diversification. Along with that, we started concentrating on destination wedding. So we started making up wedding stages in resorts near beach, which was a altogether different experience for the customers, especially in the southern part of the country. So that was a big boom for us. So that was the stage where we started to diversify within the existing product, but we started to add value added services into it, and we started diversifying into the market. So this is a diversification stage. So if you don't take this stage seriously, because you have already reached the peak, almost a stagnation stage. So from there, if you don't like set your new alternatives for better growth and diversification, then the next stage will be obviously the decline stage. So in the decline phase, the company is going to experience continuous reduction in resources and revenue over a long period of time, because if this occurs after the growth stage, but not always after the consolidation stage. Even at the growth stage, if you don't plan your activities accordingly, you may not even reach the consolidation stage. You might from straight away from the growth stage, you might drop into the decline stage. So it is very careful that you never decline to this stage. So it is not just the sales and profits that drop, but company hiring also drop, because you don't have, you are not making as much profit as expected, because there are so many players and there is nothing new about your service. So your business is taking a back seat. So your company hirings is also dropping. You don't have much of an eventful calendar for the moment. Then the company's products and services also start declining. So this time could be it can be a temporary stage, maybe in the part of consolidation before you get into a diversification, or before you get into a new market growth. This could be that could be a temporary kind of a decline stage. But you always can cut back the measures to realign and revitalize your organization, so that it will revive your organization's growth. So this temporary decline period can be actually followed by another phase of growth. It depends upon how proactive you are towards all these symptoms, and how well you can act in proactively. So as we said, Broadway events, we started as wedding planners to start with. Then, we started coming up with destination wedding. We started including other rituals and traditions as part of the wedding plan. And that was a big hit. So that is how we actually created a niche in the segment. So like when people were mostly on the southern side, were mostly used to one day wedding, we actually prolonged it. We actually made the wedding plans to 3 to 5 days, including all the pre-wedding rituals and the post-wedding reception and other rituals. So that was something like an innovative concept, not really innovative, but we actually grabbed the customs from across the country, and tried to inculcate a cultural habit, behavioral pattern in the minds of the people down here, and that was a huge success. So with the deviations in the wedding plan, that came as a huge success. Along with that, we started off with the a destination wedding, which was also a big success, because people started enjoying the serenity of the environment, the greenery in the resorts or the beachside view. So that came as a different experience. So that is how we started off. Without going to the decline stage, we started off. Along with that, and now in recent times, we started having an alignment with the corporate world through Technopark, which is a a hub of all the companies here in India. So here in Technopark, there is something like a 1,20,000 multinational companies who are operating here in different buildings here in Technopark. That is a info park kind of hub where companies work together. So we actually, from a wedding planner, we started looking into different avenues, and we started to understand that there is much more scope in the corporate world. So we started having alignments with the corporate world, and we started organizing the corporate events, be it like a simple get together party, to corporate meetings, to conferences, to events. So that was another big leap that Broadway events have done. So now we deliver different kinds of services with great perfection and punctuality. So from a wedding planner to a corporate event planner, that was a big leap, and that actually made us survive, because even now we are very much there in the digital platform. So even now, if you are not able to coordinate an event on stage, then there is always a possibility of undertaking an event offline, no, I mean online. So here what we do is that we actually create a digital platform where the company can interact with the customers and the clients or their employees and undertake meaningful seminars, conferences, small Zoom meetings. Everything gets arranged. So even the digital platform is having its own scope. So this is how Broadway events gradually evolved to what you see right now. So this is all for the introductory section on managing an event management company. Hope it was interesting for you. So I would like to give you a small assignment in this regard. You actually have this what do you call, you actually have made your plans. You might be having your event management company. You can actually you can actually think about developing a stage by stage analysis of where your event management company is currently positioned, whether it is in the entrepreneurial stage, whether it is in the growth stage, whether it has reached consolidation, or have you fallen into the decline stage. So if there is possibility, you can always recoup back to the consolidation stage, or recoup back to the growth stage and come up with a diversified product or service. So how differently you're going to place your services in the event management sector. You can take it as a learning assignment in this regard, so that you understand which stage you are in and how to proceed further from that particular stage. So thank you so much for your patient listening. It is a real pleasure to be in the Swayam platform with you, sharing our experience about Broadway events as well. Thank you so much. Looking forward to have more sections in this regard. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Meera signing off from the Swayam platform. Thank you so much. Have a good day.